Yes, it is. You see the new Godzilla Kong, like, I don't know, clip, preview, whatever?
I didn't see it because I ended up watching the, I think it was the Chinese trailer that has a brief glimpse of Shima. It's really not so bad.
Yeah, there's one clip where we're going around where it's like something's coming out of like the sand or whatever, and Kong's like, "Dude, wait, pause, don't be rash." And it's like super funny. It's like Kong's like Godzilla's like coming at him, and Kong's like, "Dude, chill, wait a minute."
What's been drifting around is like there's a shot of like Godzilla kind of like side-eyeing like a smirk of, and there's like a little glimpse of something in the corner, and I'm like, I know what it is. I know who's here. I know why he's happy.
Oh boy, his wife came back. He can get busy.
Welcome to episode number 121 of My Cup of Tea, everybody.
Right.
It is a week before a new installment in the Monsterverse, and it's gonna be fun.
Is it next weekend, Godzilla Kong?
It's this weekend, technically.
This week we're on this weekend. What are you talking about?
It's over. We're closing. We're closing in 5.
Yeah, the whole weekend, this weekend, next week, this week, it always confuses me because people are not consistent with the wordage, with the verbiage.
Well, you and I know that an opening weekend starts at like Thursday.
Yeah.
So we're after Thursday now.
But it's next week. Until it hits Monday.
Sunday's the beginning of a week, so
that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
You say that, I remember being in fucking kindergarten and thinking that until I saw a calendar and I was like, Sunday, the start, bullshit.
It's bullshit. Sunday is always the end of the week. It's Monday through Sunday. Monday's the beginning of the week.
If you're a basic motherfucker with a 9 to 5 Monday, Friday. Most of the part times are like, you're working weekends.
Exactly. Couldn't be me.
My Saturday is a Tuesday.
Exactly. Oh, we're back. This is gonna be a busy episode. So let's get through this. It's been a crazy like 2 weeks. Because I think the week before, we talked a lot about. I thought last time we did My Cup of Tea was gonna be a shorter episode, but we ended up talking about a lot of different things, and it ended up being longer than I expected. I think this might be the same thing or maybe the opposite, where we have a lot of topics, maybe not a lot to talk about with those topics, but we're going to run through those because there's a lot of interesting stuff that's been popping up recently. The Teen Titans stuff was like 2 weeks ago, but I love Teen Titans, so I want to talk about that. But I think we start off here with the trailers, Nathan. I have not watched one of these trailers.
Me too.
Which one didn't you watch?
You go first.
I have not seen the Furiosa trailer.
Oh. Wow. I've
been busy.
Busy. I still, God knows why, have not seen the Alien Romulus trailer.
Whoa! Fake fan! Fan!
I was thinking about it today, and I was like, oh, shit, we're doing the show.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way with Furiosa. It was like Thursday or Friday. I'm like, we're doing it. I'll watch it later. Because I think Wednesday, it was the same day as Acolyte, right? Or was it a day later? I don't know.
Yeah, Acolyte, I think, was a Tuesday.
Was Acolyte Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
I showed that in front of my class, and they were bored out of their minds.
Really? Well, so you were just like, guys, we're watching this, and then you play it, and they're like, okay.
We got through with the going over the homework, and I'm like, I need to watch this trailer. We have like 15 minutes until lunch starts, and I was like, let me just watch this real quick. It's a minute long. And the volume wasn't working, so the volume was against me where I couldn't like raise the volume up because like the projector volume was fucked up.
So computer speaker to the projection.
What?
So you just your computer speaker, however loud that can get, to the projection.
I could. I think that would have been the route to go, but I don't because I could have just connected my computer to the projector itself, or I say projector, but it's the like the whiteboard, the smart board.
Sure.
Anyways, let's watch this Furiosa trailer. First thing here, as I asked
priorities, I see.
Oh yeah, I'm the only one that matters.
Motherfucker,
yeah, I'm the only one that matters.
I get it.
What I say goes.
Okay. Let's hold on. Let me see if yeah, this is how we like to do it.
Awesome. There we go. Oh, you can make it bigger.
I could, but no, hide your name.
Yeah, there we go.
They get
How's
it.
he gonna know who I am?
Yeah. What is it? Sin City? One thing in color?
Anyways, let's get started here. Furiosa, official trailer, round 2, dose.
Fight.
Wait, I should lower the volume.
Should you? Yes.
There we go. Not my volume. We're good. Anyways, Ikuze.
Furiosa! We've come too far.
So she gets taken by Hemsworth. Oh, this score? Oh, shit.
Oh, the score is my favorite part about this.
Wow, I didn't hear that. Like, dun, 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 dun.
As a child, my world was forever changed. My mother was magnificent.
So they have a lot of people playing younger Furiosa throughout this.
Yeah.
He took it all from me.
Dementus.
Who do we have here?
She's from a place of abundance. This is our destiny.
Chariot of
Childhood.
motorcycles.
My mother, I want them back.
I want them back.
Woo! That's cool.
Whatever you have to
I love that.
Yeah.
However long it takes. Promise you'll find your way home. Protect the green place.
It's time to take control out. Ready?
Chris Hemmer's going to be a monster. Oh, that's the guy from the last movie.
Yeah.
Go! Where are you going? So full of hope. There is no hope.
If you find him, he's mine.
Oh, I love it's like this cat and mouse thing going on.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There will always be war. But to get home.
I hope that's not like the last scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like it.
Remember me?
Damn, that track is already killer. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That goes so
Pretty
hard.
great.
I love that. Dun, 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 dun. That's really good. That's really good. Really strong. Really strong. Okay. What'd you think about it?
I think it's pretty great. Yeah, at first watch, I'm so in love with the first teaser, right? So watching this one, I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling the same. But that score kicking up, I was like, oh shit, no, maybe I do.
Yeah, that score really was like, oh shit, this is gonna be interesting. Okay.
Evan, should we commentate Fury Road?
Why not? Right? Have we not done Fury Road?
No,
Wow, shit.
we haven't done any Mad Men. Do we watch all the Mad Men? No, we don't do it.
No, we don't. We don't have to do it. They're not great. I think I like the second Mad Max. What was that called? Mad Max.
Thunderdome?
No, Thunderdome's the third one. First one's just
Warrior?
called Mad Max. Road Warrior. Yep.
Oop.
Yeah, second one's just called Road Warrior.
Shit. Okay, so it's been 7 years, Evan,
Mhm.
since I've had an alien anything.
Has it been 7 years already? Shit.
Since Covenant, yeah.
Since Covenant. And yeah, I think we could talk about like the timeline and stuff after the fact. But yeah, I love, me and Nathan love this franchise. If people have not watched our commentary over the entire Alien and Predator franchise, please do so, because we watched a lot of movies, 13 or so movies.
Yeah, like 13 tracks.
Yeah. But okay, Nathan, this is Alien Romulus. This is a prequel to Alien Isolation, the video game. I'm kidding.
I mean, Aliens, that prequel.
I know. Here we go. Alien Romulus. I love this title, by the way.
Great name.
Fantastic title. Okay.
Good Succession character.
Is it working out for you, by the way, the video?
So far, yeah.
Director of Don't Breathe. I love Don't Breathe.
The sets are beautifully claustrophobic.
Immaculate, claustrophobic. Sound design.
I love it. Dude, I hope this plays in theaters this week.
Run.
Oh, that's fun. Oh.
Yeah! Oh God, man.
They have her moving just like Ripley.
Oh man. Oh, the scar. Oh, dude, it's too short. How long was that? A minute?
Only a minute. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was great.
That was really great. I mean, it tells us exactly what we're in for here with a claustrophobic, one location seemingly like intense horror thrill ride. I can't wait. And then that scene at the end with Kaylee Spaney looking just like Ripley at the very in like Alien/Aliens. So they're going for that vibe as well. So this is a callback, but also seems very fresh. I love the sets, like you said.
Yeah,
very exciting.
It's very compelling to have the entire teaser be solely the ship already in chaos.
Yeah, exactly. There's no like, oh, we're a family. Like I liked how the Covenant trailer was. The Covenant trailer really gave us like the whole family aspect, but then it's like shit gets crazy. But yeah, but you're right. Like this one's just like already at a level 100 in terms of chaos.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that.
And you were a big fan of his Evil Dead film. I think it's still your favorite of all of them.
2013's Evil Dead is fantastic. Yeah, you're right. It might be my favorite. Again, it's hard to rate those movies because there's like great things and bad things about a lot of them. But I think 2013 is just like pure horror, and that last act is just nuts and crazy and just epic. But I do love like the second one, and the third one's very fun. So I love them all for different reasons. But 2013 is the one I keep coming back to in my mind. So I have a lot of faith in Fede. And then Don't Breathe is just a really surprising horror thriller. Have you seen Don't Breathe before?
I've not seen Don't Breathe. I've been told the ending.
You've been told the what? The ending?
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that was a big gasp in the theater when that happened.
Which makes it even more like odd when it's like, yeah, we have Don't Breathe 2 coming. I'm like, really? You want us on board? Yes.
Yeah, how did that happen? Yeah, I still don't know. Yeah, anyways. So Alien
do we know where this is in the timeline?
Oh, great. Yeah, let's talk about that. No, we don't. Is it between Alien 1 and 2?
I don't know. I don't know, but what I did. Only thing I had heard is that I think Fede himself was saying he didn't break any canon with his installment, which is cool. That's always nice to hear.
Yeah, he said he didn't break any canon. Which, yeah, you're right. I like that aspect of it, where it's just not. It's not like, hey, this is a completely different universe, and we're deleting. All those Covenant bullshit. Like, no, I think Covenant, Prometheus, and they have the luxury of being so early in the timeline too. The Covenant and Prometheus movies, so it's like it's hard to retcon those movies because they take place before any of this. I assume this takes place, if I had to guess, after Aliens.
Sure,
that's a safe guess.
Because either way, like usually after like each Alien installment, it's like Ripley's in cryo for like 100 years every time.
You're right. So it could easily take place between Alien and Aliens, and there's plenty of wiggle room there, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah. I guess this guy in the bottom here has a YouTube video just about that.
Oh.
Alien Romulus timeline. So if anybody's, Google it on YouTube or, type it in. Anyways,
on YouTube.
Shut up.
Yes, Mr. Harris. Showing your age, buddy.
It's funny because I keep calling we have laptops at the school. I keep calling them Chromebooks because at the last school I was at, it was all called Chromebooks. I'm like, put your Chromebooks up. Like, hey, Mr. Harris, a laptop, duh. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Anyways, Penguin trailer.
I haven't seen that either.
Okay, sweet.
It's like the Batman, but
like
Penguin, right?
I don't know what to say to that.
Am I wrong?
Oh, what the hell?
Excuse me? It's the one
I
to
don't know
watch.
what's happening. Okay, here we go. Look at him. He has the Atreides ring. Nice.
Oh.
Penguin, part of the Atreides. Anyways, here we go. The Penguin. This is a spinoff, of course, of Matt Reeves' The Batman. This is not in James Gunn's new DCU Gods and Monsters. This is the Penguin spinoff from Matt Reeves' 2022 masterpiece. Okay, here we go. Tense music. Oh, I hate that. There we go.
Oh, damn it. I wonder what's going to happen in this trailer.
There's a gangster.
It's already a minute long, too, so 90 seconds.
Rex
Oh.
Calabrese.
Rex Calabrese.
He was a big deal. He helped
The
me
next chapter. Oh, Jesus Christ, that'll get you hyped.
go out there. When I'm 14 or something.
Is Matt directing this?
He's producing. I don't know if he's directing it. I know he wrote it, a little bit of it.
Okay.
They throw a parade in his
That makeup's still insane.
freaking parade.
Great shot. Parallels.
Yeah.
It's a gesture. Show love.
It's been almost 2 years since the Batman.
What he meant.
I know, right?
Hey, oh, she's
Falcone,
Pansy
Marone.
Brown.
Shit.
All right.
Can you imagine to be remembered like that?
Woo!
Definitely feels like a mob show.
Definitely. Plants right $9.99. Don't buy them. Don't be like Carson. Don't do the $9.99 package. Be like me. Pay $17 a month. Anyways, I think that was it for trailers.
Was it?
Penguin.
Oh, you brought up the 1943 trailer, right?
Oh yeah, I like that trailer. Let's do
That
that.
was good.
So yeah, I like this trailer a lot because it really centers on like this is the world that Matt Reeves has created here.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, this is I forgot how long the trailer is. Ad.
Check out these.
But I like how intense and dark and grimy the trailer is. It takes place exactly after the events of the Batman. So that's why the city still looks so. I mean, Gotham's always going to look dark and like has that undercity vibe to it, but it's still flooding. It has that flooding aspect to it because of the Riddler's attack at the end of the Batman.
Right.
But I love how we get shots of the other characters too, because this is going to be a grab for power for the Penguin. The Penguin, and I think Matt Reeves has talked about it. He's kind of like he's underestimated. He hasn't underestimated himself. He has a lot of confidence in himself, but throughout his career, he's been underestimated. He's had the Iceberg Lounge. I think that's the name of his club. But after the absence of Carmine Falcone, he got shot in the Batman. There's now a power vacuum, and Penguin wants to suck up what's left of it. I don't know where I was going with that, but I like I forget her name, Christine Maloney. She's from like Palm Springs, which is I love that movie. And she's playing Carmine Falcone's daughter. So she's going to be having some influence. We saw another guy, a great character actor, I forget his name, but he's also going to be working for Falcone. So even though Falcone is dead, his legacy remains both in his family and in his actual people who don't want other gangs to get even more power. So she's going to be trying to cement her legacy alongside Penguin, who's also contending with Salvador Maroni, who's in prison, played by Clancy Brown. And that's very exciting. Clancy Brown is a fantastic, actor / voice actor.
I love him in everything.
Lex, right? Just like animated series, he's a great Lex. In Invincible, he's great in that.
I was at an off a cuff thought the other day when I saw a still from this trailer of Clancy Brown. I was like, damn, he would honestly make a really cool casting for Jor-El in the DCU for Superman.
Oh, I would love that. I think he'd be really good at that too. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how much Maroni can do, even though he's in prison. And this is why I love the Batman so much. It's like Matt Reeves took a lot of time to try and like spurse through the politics of the gangs. Like these people were working with the Wayne Foundation to launder their money, and then Falcone kind of ratted out Maroni so he can get power. And that's why Maroni is still like pissed off. Like he's gonna have that like resentment and anger and feel like he still deserves all of this. And now that Falcone, the guy that sold him out, is dead, like what kind of influence is Clancy Brown going to bring to this show? I'm so exciting. I think it's only 8 episodes, which is going to be great. I assume 45 minutes to an hour on HBO Max. That's usually how HBO runs it. So yeah, super excited for that one. But looking at us now for the final trailer of the night, we have Marvel 1943 going from TV to video games here, as this is one of my most highly anticipated video games for, as far as we know, as they say right now, coming out next year, 2025. Marvel has been consistently putting out a lot of games, even outside of Insomniac's Spider-Man game and their upcoming Wolverine game. There was the Avengers game that came out from Square Enix, which wasn't really that well received. They did the Guardians of the Galaxy game that was well received. And now we have Marvel 1943, which is produced and, written by, I think, Amy Hennig, who I, of course, love from her time at Naughty Dog, developing Uncharted 1 through 3, before like Neil Druckmann kind of took over for Uncharted 4 and Last of Us. But anyways, so Amy Hennig, long history in video game development. She was also supposed to be developing that one Star Wars open world game that never came to be. But she found her game in Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra. So we'll be watching it here. This was also part of a big showcase to tell audiences and investors the power of the Unreal Engine 5, which a lot of video games will be using in the future. Not every game, of course. Most games have their own visual, whatever you want to call it, effects. But Unreal Engine 5, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Kingdom Hearts is going to be using the Unreal Engine 5 on top of a lot of other games. So I just love this engine, and here we go. This is a bit of a long trailer.
They're combing the streets. Searching house to house.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
That's not Chris Evans.
Skydance? Star Trek? I'm kidding.
Mission?
My count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's too many.
Damn, it's a good looking Panther suit.
It's a great Panther suit. I love it so much.
Be there before the sun rises, before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
So yeah, there's like 4 playable characters. We're going through a lot of different perspectives here. We have Black Panther, Cap, the army guy, and the woman talking right now, right there.
Nice.
When am I not?
All the Black Panthers so arrogant.
Everyone has that aura.
Better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
I love the back and forth.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
I was like Assassin's Creed vibes too.
That's far enough.
Stay out of my way.
Stand aside.
I do not take orders from anyone.
I love the voice actor so much.
He's so good.
Neither do I.
This scene doesn't have him wearing the Panther mask, from what I saw.
Yeah, there was a short clip. They put it in here.
I don't think so.
No, it's somewhere else. Yeah.
2025.
But yeah, all four of these characters will be playable. And I think like she works with the Black Panther, he works with the Cap, of course, and they're gonna be playing off each other as like the rise of Hydra within like occupied France. It's gonna be interesting.
I mean, off the bat, I just want to play as Black Panther, but I know the shield combat's gonna be fun.
The shield, I mean, it said like that's all in-game too, in-game engine. I'm like, that's no way. Like, it looks so stunning, so beautiful. The voice acting looks great already from all four of the characters, especially like again Black Panther. I'm forgetting his name, but he's in everything. The voice actor for Black Panther. It's like Peyton. Shit. But yeah, you were talking about a scene that's on like Twitter, has been on social media about him. There's a scene when he's arguing with Cap on like a bridge with his mask off, and he's just like fluid facial character animation, great voice acting. I'm like, this game's gonna be hopefully great. We haven't seen a lot of gameplay yet, and usually like for these story trailers, they look super, super, super well good for like again for investors and for audience hype. But I'm kind of nervous. Like, hopefully the gameplay delivers and like backs up what the story seems to be setting up.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I'm excited for all those: Furiosa, Penguin, Alien, Romulus, and Marvel's 1943. Which I mean, I would love to play that. You know, right alongside you, Nathan, with the share play stuff that we always do.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully that.
Because I still don't have a PS5.
Yeah, I assume that's all going to be next gen consoles for sure. But yeah, so Penguin comes out this fall. The Marvel game comes out next year. Romulus comes out in August, and then Furiosa comes out in May. We're getting Furiosa and Apes in the same month. That's unfair. Like usually May is like the start of the summer season. It's not usually they have one great movie, which is usually a Marvel movie. Yeah. But this is like one of the first years without a Marvel. Wait, no, I'm lying. No, I'm not lying. Yeah, there's no Marvel movie this year. It's Fall Guy. Fall Guy is taking Marvel's spot.
For May, you mean?
For May this year, yeah. We're getting Fall Guy, Apes, and Furiosa in the same month, followed by like Inside Out 2. This is gonna be a great summer. Usually summer is like a mixed bag for me. Like last year, we had Barbenheimer and Mission Impossible. Those were like the big thing from the last summer. But usually it's like they save the best for like July or whatever. So yeah, that's my tea.
It's your cup of tea.
That's my cup of tea, exactly. Thank you, Nathan.
Remember for one episode I offered like a tea rating system of a movie, and then we never did it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember what the fuck it was. Like, oh, is this your cup of tea? Not your cup of tea? Scalding hot, lukewarm, cold. Fucking.
What would you give Dune Part 2? How many teas would you give it, or whatever?
Extra spicy.
Extra spicy? Tea spicy?
Well, I mean, it's the spice of the.
I don't think that worked out for you, bud.
All right, fucking. What do tea bags have? What's in?
Do you even drink tea? I don't drink tea. I'm not a huge tea.
We've said this many times. We don't drink tea. This is all stemmed from a joke, meme from 2019 of
2019
Spike Lee on the carpet, and we haven't seen that man since. By the way,
I know he's developing a movie with Denzel and fucking what's his name
John?
from American Fiction.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, thank you. Jeffrey Wright and Denzel Washington they're doing a remake of an Akira Kurosawa film.
Nice.
I think it's like the remake of High and Low. I don't know. I have to look it up.
If we know one thing, we know Spike Lee can deliver on a remake.
Exactly. Nah. Man, I haven't seen that. I just rewatched Old Boy again, the classic Old Boy, the OG Old Boy, months ago, and fantastic movie. Jalen and I just rewatched. I showed him Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, the first part of the Vengeance trilogy that Park Chan-wook was doing with Old Boy. So yeah, Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and then Lady Vengeance.
And I showed connected, or are they just like spiritual?
Spiritual, thematically connected, yeah. And Mr. Vengeance is just so good. Lady Vengeance also really good. Old Boy is still like he enjoyed that the most.
How do you feel reveal?
He was blown away. And him and his friend, they were both. She was like, "Oh my god!" And they started piecing it together a bit earlier than I did back in the day.
It's the same reveal as the remake, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, great movie. If you haven't watched Old Boy or most South Korean movies, I implore you to do so. I remember I think it was like 2021, one summer, I just took the time to rewatch or watch again a lot of South Korean movies that I have not seen.
Some suburban mom's gonna take you up on that offer. Like, yeah, okay, I'll go check it out. And she'll come back, you sick fuck.
I mean, it's hard to recommend unless like I hate to be like that guy, but cinephiles. But like I can't go to my parents and be like, hey, watch this movie because they're like, I gotta read subtitles. Like my mom's not watching Shogun because she's like, I started watching it, but then I couldn't understand what they were saying. I was like, I didn't look up and down. It's whatever. Anyways, going into some movie news here. Speaking of the Penguin, the Batman Part 2 was unfortunately delayed to October 2026, which is just painful.
2020, what? 6? What year is it?
It's still 2024. Like we're getting.
It's early 2024.
Batman came out in 2022, early 2022. And I remember we were thinking like this will come out like at least 2024, 2025. And then it got the 2025 release date. We're like, damn, but that makes sense. Okay. And then we had the actor strike. We're like, uh-oh. And then I think the actor strike on top of him still needing to iron out the writing and the script just delayed it a full year though. I was expecting, I don't know. I mean, October is still a great month for the Batman, but I would have been fine with like an early 2026, but man, this is just painful. We have to go through all of next year. Even by next year, we'll still be a year away. I don't know. Anyways, it's just unfortunate, but let Matt Reeves cook. But the thing is, though, the longer this takes to develop, the longer we'll have the instance of two Batman in our mainstream. Like in terms of we're gonna have Robert on top of another Batman for the Brave and the Bold, which the Brave and the Bold still doesn't have a release date, but if we can predict, if we can say the Batman Part 2 comes out October 2026 now, I assume the end of the trilogy will be probably 2029, 2030 at the 2029, 2030 for Batman Part 3. And that will be coinciding with at least like the Brave and the Bold sequel, maybe. So we're going to be having two Batmans for a while, which is doesn't bother me, but it's always just so interesting.
The Brave and Bold probably 27.
That would make sense. Brave and the Bold 2027, a year after the Batman. Yeah. That works. Because again, for James Gunn's mind, he has the Superman coming out 1 year, focus on one movie, get that right, full faith. And then a year afterwards would be Elseworlds, the Batman. Is nothing else coming out for Gunn in 2026?
I mean, some point Supergirl has to come out. I imagine 26. So what I would have thought.
The casts are so early. I'm still so happy with that Supergirl casting. Getting was it Millie?
Yeah, Millie Alcock.
Millie Alcock. Getting her was just peak casting, especially because I just loved her so much in House of the Dragon season 1. So yeah, she's coming in early. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Supergirl in 2026, that'd be fine. I know it's starting to write it right now, and it's only 2024, so plenty of time. Start putting in cameras late next year, coming out 2026. Yeah, I can see that happening. And then 2027, Brave and the Bold. I would assume Gunn wants at least one movie for his universe each year after Superman. Just having a weird gap year. Technically, the Batman is still there for WB, of course, for DC, of course, but I would assume Gunn wants some kind of DC movie in the interim.
It was a weird. I was just thinking back to like it was a weird time in like Phase 1 for Marvel because like a couple of years were like even like their first year was 2 films in 1 year. But it was funny because it was like 2008 we had a couple films, and then it was like 2 years later you got 1 film, and then 2 years later we got more.
Was it nothing in 2009?
2009 to 2009 2000. No, I'm sorry. 2011 had stuff. 2009 had nothing.
2009 had nothing.
2011 had both Cap and Thor.
So nothing was in 2009 or 2010?
2010 was Iron Man 2. That was the only thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Remember when movies used to have faster rollouts? Only 2 years between movies, sequels. And
remember how
like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, you remember how long it took for home media to get here? It would be like the movie left theaters, and then you got to wait 6 months for the DVD.
Yeah, and that was in our lifetime. Like that was only like 10 years ago, where it took 6 months.
Now it's like 3 weeks faster.
Yeah, 3 weeks for digital. Yeah, especially. Blu-rays is still about like 4 months, 5 months.
I was so pissed for Lisa Frankenstein. I really enjoyed that movie. 20 days in theaters, and it was out on digital.
Yeah, it's crazy. You saw that in theaters, Lisa Frankenstein?
I did.
Yeah. I still gotta see it. So yeah, speaking of other delays, or actually moved up, Venom is now titled Venom: The Last Dance. Michael Jordan. It's coming up.
Michael Jordan's in it.
Exactly. It's coming out October 25th now instead of the first week in November. So it's coming out the last week in October 25th. What do you feel about that? Moving on up.
It's a good release date, I think, for Venom.
Yeah, let me see what other movie is coming out. Let's see. So October 25th, Venom: The Last Dance is now coinciding with, The Wolfman, which I know me and you are super excited for that movie.
Yes, although I lost Gosling.
But we got Christopher Abbott.
I don't know him yet.
What do you mean you don't know him yet? The fuck, Nathan? The fuck?
Yelling me? Sure. What has he done? What did he do? Maybe I do.
Things? Well, I first
big high and mighty.
I first knew him from like Girls. He was in HBO's Girls. He was in Poor Things, of course, at the end of Poor Things.
Wait, hold on. Who's he in Poor Things?
He was her husband who wanted her back.
The scientist assistant guy.
No, that was Raimi Youssef. He was at the very end of Poor Things.
The villainous dude who got
exactly.
Okay.
He was also in like this Black Bear in 2020, Possessor 2020, Sanctuary 2022. So he's been in some like horror movies. It Comes at Night. Did you ever see that movie? It Comes at Night.
Yes.
He was in that. He's part of the family in that. But yeah, mostly looking through here has been through his IMDb. It's mostly girls that got him like this big spotlight. Most of the guys and girls. Exactly. Most of the guys and girls I really liked. Like Girls is a really good show.
I like Girls for the men.
Honestly, no. But like Girls, I came for Adam Driver. Weird sentence there, but pause. But
don't be right.
I went into the show because I knew Adam Driver was in it. It was my post Force Awakens like binge everything Adam Driver's in era. But then Christopher Abbott was great. Adam Driver was great, and I liked a lot of the other girls in it besides the main girl. Right, that's usually how it went for that show. But if people have not seen Black Bear, he's great in Black Bear. It has Aubrey Plaza in it. It's a really not fun, but it's a really interesting horror movie. I've not seen Possessor, but Carson and Edgar really like it. and Sanctuary. A lot of people like that one too. Came out last year. But of course, recently, Poor Things. Upcoming, he has, of course, The Wolfman. Apparently, he's in Kraven the Hunter.
Oh.
He's called The Foreigner. And then Bring Them Down, Fears
Remember
Around.
that Kraven trailer?
Yeah. You hear fucking Aaron Johnson's like, superhero movies are just like, he understands why they're not doing so well, but Kraven's different. Like, he wouldn't sign up for Kraven if it wasn't going to add something to the superhero genre. I'm like, okay.
King of track record with his filmography.
What is
I like Johnson.
I like Aaron Johnson too. I mean, I actually like the train movie. What was that? Blood Train? Bullet Train.
I like it. I like him in Kick-Ass.
I've never seen the Kick-Ass movies.
Pretty good. I need to rewatch 2. I think I only saw 2 once a decade ago.
So you're like 10?
How do you think I am, motherfucker?
Just kidding.
I'm a quarter of a century. Anyway, Godzilla not the best characterization.
Oh, I keep forgetting he's in that. He's like cardboard in that movie.
Wasted in the MCU.
You didn't see that coming, Nathan?
I didn't see the speedster get riddled with bullets. I did not, sir. When they also had an establishing scene where he was very clearly faster than a bullet. Yeah, no.
He was so fast in that movie.
He was.
But apparently, bullets. Anyways, let's move on here. Scarlett Johansson is rumored to be leading the Jurassic film coming out next year. It's still tentatively coming out next year, even though we have no official casting yet. Cameras have not rolled yet. All we have is that Gareth Edwards is. I don't even know if he's officially attached. I don't know if Universal officially claimed Gareth Edwards, but I know a lot of the trades did, which makes it seem very likely. But Gareth Edwards is attached. New cast, and the new cast is rumored to be spearheaded by Scarlett Johansson, which is very interesting. Scarlett Johansson leading a Jurassic franchise film. I'm on board for that. I think that'd be fun. Is she even wearing high heels?
It is funny how big of a controversy that was, because I feel like mostly people were like, it's very impractical, and I'm like, yeah, but she did it.
She did. Yeah, it's impractical, but it's not like impossible.
Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a controversy until afterwards. I just had fun in the theater. I was like, oh, that was cool, whatever, cool. And then on the internet, oh my gosh, how did she do that? Oh, okay, whatever.
There's bigger fish to fry about this movie than that.
Exactly. I still remember that first Jurassic World. Like, that was like the first movie review I did with my friend. I went over to his house to record a Jurassic World review, and he was like going off about it. I was like, it was fine. I liked it. I think I liked it less than what I said back then, but but it was fun.
We've done commentary on that.
We've done, yes. We did the entire Jurassic franchise.
Except Dominion.
Besides Dominion, I do not want to go back to watch that movie. I just get.
Don't worry, Evan. There's an extended edition.
Stop it! I would never do that.
Is there a meme of like getting fucking grabbed? I don't know.
Yes, a lot of TV shows do.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Sasuke was one for a minute.
Yeah, I think of the Itachi and Sasuke one where it's like, there's not enough hatred.
There's one where it's like you Photoshop like anybody who's like arms reaching out, and then Sasuke was on the end of it.
Poor Sasuke getting the shit done, traumatized by his older brother.
Is that the character that's been through the most in the Naruto universe?
Sasuke?
Yeah.
No. No, he's not even close. Arguably, the person who's choking him has been through worse.
Okay. Fair enough.
Itachi is my go.
I'm so out of the loop on the lore.
There's tons of characters. I was watching a stream. Somebody's like, "What's the top 5 tragic characters in Naruto?" Itachi, Sasuke, Gaara. There's been a lot of. There's a character called Nagato / Pain, which is my favorite character. He got horrible. He got done in horribly. Horrible but a lot of the villains have like tragic backstories, which makes it so peak. But anyways, let's move on here. So yeah, by the way, do you have a favorite Do you have a favorite Scarlett Johansson movie outside of Marvel?
It's a good question. I really enjoyed Her.
Ooh, that's a fantastic choice. I do love Her.
That's a good one. Under the Skin is really interesting.
I couldn't stand that movie. It's one of those weird movies. I watched it for my film class. It was philosophy of film in college, and we watched movies like Ex Machina, Moon, and then we watched Under the Skin. And I was excited because it looked very interesting. I always heard like Chris Stuckman was so high about this movie. So I finally watched it. I'm like, she's great. I couldn't be any less interested in the movie. I was like, it was just so weird and out there for me. Like, I couldn't get into it.
I really like the movie Don John that Joseph Gordon-Levitt directed.
I didn't know she was in that, but I heard good things about Don John.
She's very infamously in it. Also,
infamously.
Well, I mean, she's like right on the cover.
Oh,
but I know a lot of people didn't like Lucy. I
hated Lucy.
I liked it because I was a child.
Yeah, you were like 6.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. What year was I born?
2010, right? It's funny putting in like at my school, a lot of the birthdays or a lot of the passwords are their birthday. And whenever I'm asking like, hey, what's your birthday again? It's like, oh yeah, 2011, 2012. I'm like,
Wait, no, hold on. Wait, fucking oh shit, that's possible.
Yeah.
That I don't know why my brain was still functioning.
Holy shit! I mean, what are you?
Don't be rash.
Yeah, I teach 6th graders, so they're all like 11, 12.
Yeah, I'm just going through filmography at that point.
I thought you were going to do like the calendar. Anyways,
what are you?
But yeah, I think I have to go with Her. I think Her is just fantastic. What am I thinking? Nathan, what are we doing? Marriage Story.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, that's the pick.
That's the pick.
That's the choice. My apologies, Noah Baumbach.
Noah Baumbach. Mr. Baumbach. No. Yeah.
Mr. Gerwig.
Noah Baumbach's just amazing. And I think I just adore her performance in that movie. She was excellent. Totally deserved that Oscar nom. She was double nominated that year for JoJo and for Marriage Story.
She's great in JoJo.
Great in JoJo. Yeah, that's another one. But anyways, let's move on here. Let's talk about Spider-Man. So we have a couple of Spider-Man stories here. First of all, we have the Spider-Verse short, Spider-Within, finally got a release date recently this past week. Coming out March 14th, I think. Let me look through my bookmarks. I have a release date on here. But are you
from the Walmart hearing that news?
Nice. Yeah, Spider-Within is releases on March 27th on YouTube. Wow, next week. So we'll definitely be talking about it on our next T episode.
Commentary?
Possibly. Yeah, we could do that. We'll see how long it is.
48 minutes an episode.
But yeah, the story follows Miles as he experiences a panic attack. I'm sorry.
All right, Ruby Gilman.
I get the internet ruined panic attacks for me between the Puss in Boots things, like
which is so unfortunate because I still haven't gotten to see Puss in Boots yet.
That's crazy, Nick.
I know. I started one day and I didn't get to continue.
That's crazy. But yeah, it's like the most authentic panic attack in cinema, just like Puss in Boots breathing heavy.
Hey, now.
Granted, it's a good scene, great scene, but it's like that, and then Ruby Gilman, I'm having a panic attack.
What's funny is I misconstrued this whole Spider-Within project before I went to go see Spider. So I'm sitting in the audience for Spider-Verse, for Beyond the Spider-Verse, thinking that scene was going to be of him having a panic attack was going to be in the movie.
Oh.
And we also got the trailer for Ruby Gilman with that fucking line. And so my brain was like, oh, the audience is going to think it's corny in the movie now when they hear this shit.
Then you're like, then you turn into the John Travolta meme. Like, where is it? Where's the scene?
Yeah. Well, no, that I just got lost in the sauce. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, it follows Miles as he experiences a panic attack that forces him to confront the manifestation of his anxiety. Yeah, are we going to get some? This seems very Miles focused. Do you think we're going to get some any Gwen tease, or is this just Miles like anxiety?
Probably just I presume it takes place before Beyond.
Yeah, or
honestly,
before Across, I think, right?
Yes, before Across is what I meant.
Yeah.
I would honestly love if it interconnected with his desire to want to be with his fellow spider people, like he's mentioned, and because
that's what I was alluding to. That's what I was alluding to. Is like, is he having his own personal panic attack, which is perfectly normal? But it's like, or is it going to be like, I miss my friend so much kind of panic attack? Like, I'm very curious to see that.
Because then I'll rewatch the scene with Peter and be like, you have no idea how much I missed you guys, and I'll in new context, and I'll just cry every time.
Oh god. So yeah, that's super exciting. I've always been looking forward to seeing that. That got screened early in like 2023, maybe late 2022. So it's been a long time coming. I'm so excited it's finally going to be released. I thought it was going to be released on the Across the Spider-Verse Blu-ray, but it never was.
Right. We're like, is it in limbo? Where did it go?
Exactly. So that's super exciting. But moving on to non-exciting Spider-Man news, we have all 8 live-action Spider-Man projects. I think we talked about this last stream.
No.
We were.
Oh yes. Maybe.
I think the announcement was like last stream or whatever. But anyways,
no. Last stream we were talking about Spider-Man 4.
Okay.
Potential happening.
Okay, yeah, never mind. But yeah, but now we have the release dates for all 8 live-action Spider-Man movies returning to the big screen. Great, sounds good. When is this happening? Well, every Monday, starting on April 15th.
And off the bat, you hear this news and you're like, oh, cool. Starting on Monday for the full week, you'll get to go see a Spidey every week.
Yeah, go see a Spidey.
Yeah, go see a Star Wars. God, it's funny. No.
This sucks.
They're like, hey, are you busy on a Monday night? Sucks for you, nerd.
This is so dumb.
It is.
Like, if this is like a one and done movie, for example, if they say like, I don't know, 7, just come back to theaters one night only. I still would hate that, but it's like it's just one movie. This is an entire franchise, and you're sticking it on consecutive Mondays, and not even over the summer. Over the summer, I could understand, right? School is out every Monday. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes a bit more sense. If you have work, that's fine. Just come in there after work on a Monday. But like, it still doesn't make sense. Like every Monday during school season, like
I'm having
it just makes no sense to me. Who has time for this?
I'm having a flashback to Far From Home's opening night was a Monday.
Oh yeah, that was terrible too. But again, it's a movie release, so it's like, okay, I'll just see it the next day.
Yes,
people aren't going to have that luxury. Presumably, as of right now, it's just Spider Mondays, and they're so proud of this. It's on this unique poster. It's weird. It's weird to me.
Yeah. My only hope is that we kind of have run into situations like this before very recently in AMC theaters. In regards to Godzilla -1, the Eras Tour movie and the Beyonce Renaissance movie, they were always pitched to be like, oh, it's one weekend only. You can catch them here. This couple days, you can catch them. And then their popularity was so huge that they expanded their show times.
I have the image on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah. As of right now, we are privy of the knowledge that at the very least the Raimi films are damn near selling out in different locations. So hopefully...
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Is it already on sale, by the way?
It is, yeah. For certainty. My theater doesn't have showings yet, but person I used to work with said we're eventually going to get it. So keep an eye out, kids. But yeah, with that being said, hopefully they'll see the popular demand and they'll add showtimes.
I really hope that's the case, because just make it a week-long endeavor. If you could only do like 2, maybe 3 screenings a day, that's fine. We're not asking for like 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. like
not all day
layouts. No, but like just 3 nighttime screenings a day.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, 4, 6, and 8, right? 4, 6, and 8 p.m. Like that's
5, 7, 9.
5, 7, 9, something like that. What should I type in? Spider-Man?
What, on AMC?
On Fandango. I can't find it.
Oh yeah, just type Spider-Man, click the associated movie, and or you can just go to your theater's release date.
I don't think it's there. Oh yeah, you're right. I could just go to April 15th. Yeah, so yeah, that's really unfortunate because I was kind of looking forward to finally seeing. Not finally. I've seen all these movies in theaters. Besides Spider-Man 1. No. Spider-Man 1 was 2002.
2002.
So yeah, I definitely saw that in theaters. Right? I think.
Look at you.
Remember. I don't remember. I definitely remember seeing Spider-Man 2 in theaters.
I have not seen Spider-Man 1 or 2 in theaters. So I obviously very much would like to.
I don't see April, and I don't see anything on April 15th besides a lot of Civil War screenings. But Shrek 2 is also coming out that day.
Just coming, yeah.
That's re-releasing. They called it the Shrek Man event. Shrek and Spider-Man.
You tried.
The internet said it before I did. I'm not. You know, don't ring the messenger.
The regular Hermes.
What's the other? What's the Monday after April 15th?
Hold on.
April 22nd. Found it. Yeah. Nothing. So we'll have to wait and see. So that's unfortunate. So yeah, I just don't like it because I wonder what I was mostly anticipating to see, and I still might if I have time. Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, maybe. In the Amazing Spider-Man movies, I don't even know if I'll see those. Definitely not the MCU movies. I feel like I'm MCU'd out. I've seen those movies plenty of times. So I don't see those on the big screen.
I saw those in an era where I was going multiple times to movies. For them, and obviously No Way Home, I'm like tapped. But maybe I don't know. But I know I want to do the Raimi trilogy, and I do want to watch Amazing Spider-Man movies, at least the first one.
Do you usually work on Mondays? Is that too personal?
No, I don't actually. I usually babysit during the day, so I would be available.
Yeah,
it's just odd. It's just like that one day.
It's just inconvenient in this one day. I really don't like that. It's inconvenient and
that's one showing.
Is it just one showing too? It's not
one showing on one day.
Wow.
It's so limited. Like, celebrate Spidey if you can.
I don't like that at all.
While supplies last.
Going back, there was a limited thing I went to early this year. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Subbed and dubbed, and they had just 2 days. 2 days is even better. 2 days is plenty of time for me. Like, if I can't do it one day, I'll show up the next day. 2 days is fine. Even most anime, they do like a week-long endeavor. Like Demon Slayer has like a week-long in theaters event thing.
And usually they also like usually are very inclusive of having a sub or dubbed option that you can
exactly. So like multiple screenings a day for that option. It's ridiculous. So again, that's just unfortunate. Hopefully things will change, as Nathan said, as the man grows. But moving along here, what should we talk about? Teen Titans is getting a movie. Let's talk about this. Because it's been a while since we've had. Now let me look for the actual article here. It's been a while since we've had any news on like what's next for James Gunn's DCU, and this Teen Titans announcement is finally like a crack in the armor in terms of like what's going on behind the scenes with James Gunn. Because right now it just seems he's super focused on Superman, which makes a lot of sense. As we know, we're getting Superman, Brave and the Bold, Swamp Thing, Supergirl. I think those were the 4 major movies. Again, Brave and the Bold, Superman, Swamp Thing, Supergirl. on top of that, we have a lot of TV shows coming in terms of like the Wonder Woman like prequel with the Mascara, Warriors of the Mascara movie.
Green Lantern buddy cop thing.
Green Lantern buddy cop, which is on HBO. Yeah.
Booster Gold project.
Booster Gold project. What's it called? Creature Commandos, you said?
Yeah, that's going to be, I think, the first release.
Is that coming out this year or next year?
Maybe this. I don't know. I think
it's supposed to be this year.
It's supposed to be, I think, the first thing to come out, though.
Yeah, it might be this year or early next year. So it's coming out soon.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle. Yeah, Blue Beetle sequel. We had fun with Blue Beetle. If they continue that in DCU, I'd be super okay with that.
In my brain, they are.
Yeah. So again, but now we finally have Teen Titans, which is one of my favorite superhero teams groups ever. Teen Titans growing up, that was my childhood. That's still probably my favorite Cartoon Network show. Teen Titans, the OG show. I'm trying to think what else. Like excluding Toonami and anime, like base Cartoon Network. Like this is up there. Like Codename Kid Next Door. I love that shit. But like Teen Titans was just next level for me. I loved every season of Teen Titans. Great team dynamic. That's how I got into a lot of DC stuff. Like that on top of Justice League animated series, Justice League Unlimited, the Batman classic show. Like, but Teen Titans was just so relatable and it was so amazing. And I've only dipped in a couple of Teen Titans comic books. I haven't dived into a lot of them. Ironically, the one I've read the most is the Damian Wayne Teen Titans, which I hear isn't the best run, but like I liked it when it came out in like 2016, 2018, whatever. When DC had like their Rebirth reboot. DC, it was called DC Rebirth, and I was reading Green Arrow and the Teen Titans run of Damian Wayne, and it was fine. But yeah, let's talk about it here. So the DC Heroes Teen Titans is being written by I'm gonna butcher her last name, but Anna Nogueira, who is writing Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So before Supergirl has even come out, they already like her script or early draft at least of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and they're hiring her again to write Teen Titans, which is, good for her. So yeah, again, this takes place in the live action world of James Gunn and Peter Safran, their DC Studios works. What else do we have here? The Teen Titans were introduced in the mid-1960s, feature Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad, Wonder Girl, and etc., such as like what else here? Raven. Raven's such a prominent character, so I would assume we're getting Raven. Yeah, I mean, I'll go with all of them, right? Raven, Beast Boy, Starfire, Robin, of course. Yeah, Donna Cyborg, yeah. Donna Troy, Wonder Girl. She's not in the TV show. She's in a lot of the comics, though. So I think she's like a maybe not kind of thing. And Kid Flash. If we have Kid Flash, I'm butchering.
No,
can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, cool. Kid Flash. Seeing him in this before we get a Flash movie would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Right? I just thought about that. Like, if we're getting Kid Flash, that's going to be our first introduction to its speedster in this universe.
Yeah, it's always interesting seeing how the teams play out. I remember, I think it was amidst the New 52, suddenly, you had like your Justice League lineup. It was Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Cyborg's here. And I'm like, Cyborg?
Yeah.
Cyborg, a Justice League main guy? I'm not used to that. I wonder if like the New 52 made that norm because they were kind of inching that way toward the movies doing that as well.
Yeah, I think that's the case, and we're getting the case of like the current comic run right now, which is just called Titans. It's a replacement for the Justice League. It's the same group of Teen Titans, except they're not teens anymore. It's more Nightwing, like Beast Boy, like they're all grown up.
Titans.
Exactly. But I think we're going back to Teen Titans. I hope to cast teen characters in this.
Yeah. Would be interesting on what version of Robin they go with, because presumably if we're going off of the time frame of Brave and the Bold, where we're already at Damian being Robin and an older Batman, which is still a wild choice. do we have a Nightwing running around? Is he a part of these Titans? Is it a different Robin? Where's Jason?
So many questions. You're right. I don't think Again, I'm not super into the DC, which is why I always wish DC has like a DC Unlimited, like Marvel Unlimited, which I'm still paying $10 a month for.
They used to have
Marvel
the DC
Unlimited.
Universe Online, but that app's
but they got shut down because they were doing too much with that bullshit. It was like TV, movies, and comics. I'm like,
it's a streaming service where I can read on.
Yeah, it was too much. I'm like, just give me DC Comics. They still haven't done it yet, but DC does a lot more sales than Marvel does sales because Marvel has Marvel Unlimited. But anyways, I would really like to go into the history of the DC or of the Teen Titans comic book run, so I can have more information about all of that. But yeah, I would assume this is interesting. So we're getting Damian confirmed. We're getting Damian in Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. I
hope we don't get a Nightwing in this Teen Titans movie. I don't want to lay my hopes out. If we do, that's fine. Again, I've read some comics where Nightwing is in charge of the Teen Titans. Hell, in Young Justice, Young Justice is basically not Teen Titans, but just younger characters being led by Nightwing in season 2 and beyond. But season 1, it was just called Rob. He was just Robin. So I would be cool with having Damian in the Batman movie, but I think James would be doing a big disservice by putting Damian as the guy in a Teen Titans movie. I think Teen Titans, just make that Robin / Nightwing, and I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
Make that. What's the first Robin's name?
Dick Grayson.
Make him Dick Grayson. I promise you guys, I'm a comic book fan. I'm tired.
And I like seeing the relationship between Dick Grayson and Starfire.
Exactly. Right. You're
Yeah. All right. We're done.
Yeah. You're right. That
I yield my time. Fuck you.
Peak. You're right. I really, that's the beating heart of that team, the Robin and Starfire dynamic and relationship. So yeah, stick with Dick Grayson. Again, Nightwing or Robin as leading the Teen Titans. Beast Boy is a given. Raven is such an interesting, cool character. They're already getting into a lot of magical aspects of this DCU, just with like Swamp Thing. Like I can tell James wants to like lead into magic early on in his universe, not be like the MCU where it's just like a slow tread to magic.
Yeah. The team of like the group of 5 that the show did was just like so perfect with everybody's different dynamics, because you had the romance with Starfire and Robin, and the Beast Boy and Cyborg friendship is so good, and also the contrast of Dark Raven and Happy Starfire friendship. Like there's so many things to play off of that's so good.
Yeah, I would love that so much. I think the only person who's like on the fence again is Wonder Girl, because I don't know how they're going to introduce, like, are they going to put Wonder Girl before Wonder Woman in the? Because we still don't have a Wonder Woman movie in the DCU.
This is the tricky thing of like introducing a group, like a team, because you have to develop all of these characters, right? Yeah. This isn't like an Avengers situation where we had standalones come, and even then, that was a group of 6, of which only 4 of them had solos. And then here you presume everybody's going to be introduced here. Let's start the team small off the bat, and then you can expand it as you go.
In sequels, exactly. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because I don't think any of these kids need their solo movies or need to be explained. It's like you see Robin, you're going to understand it for the most part. Like it's just a completely, again, Beast Boy, Starfire, Raven, those 3 alone are just like brand new characters to the general audience, so you don't need a huge backstory for them. But Robin is easily recognizable as Robin. Even people who don't read comics, I think they would know who the Robin character is.
Yeah, absolutely, they would.
One of the more famous comic book characters in general. So Robin, there you go. Which again kind of leads me to believe we'll just get a Dick Grayson who's still Robin and not Nightwing yet. I'm just so interested to see how James Gunn is crafting his Batman family.
Yeah.
Because if he's older and has Damian, is that saying he has to be like? Is that saying he has to be Dick Grayson has to be Nightwing? Not necessarily. I mean, James can just change the order. It doesn't really fucking matter. Like you can have a Robin and Damian. Like in the comics, Damian only existed post Nightwing, but it doesn't have to be the case for James Gunn DCU. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Hell, Jason Todd can still be alive. You don't really know, or there could just be no Jason Todd at all. You never really know. But given that James wants to stick close to the DC canon, I would assume Jason Todd is probably dead at this point, and it's just maybe skip over. What's the third one? The Red
Hood?
Not Red Hood, but it's like it's Tim something, right?
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake.
Yeah.
I know Tim Drake has a lot of fans. So I'm not trying to be like fuck Tim Drake. I'm just saying it's too much Robins. I think they'll just focus on Dick Grayson and Damian for now.
Sure. I will say that I think I'm remembering right in the comics. There's a great like dynamic where Damian is obviously like a very like cold individual because of like his assassin past and being raised by Bruce of all people. But then Dick Grayson serves as a great older brother figure for him.
Yes. Which is going to be super exciting. But then given like we are getting Damian in the movies, I assume he's going to be like the hot-headed like assassin-ish character. The only plus I would give to maybe putting him as the leader of this Teen Titans would be what we saw in the comics of the DC Rebirth comics, where he has to learn to become less assassin-y and more like gelling with a team. It'll be another life lesson for Damian. But I assume we'll get a lot of lessons for Damian in his own Brave and the Bold movie. Are you going to give him 2 lessons in 2 different movies? Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's called a character arc for a reason. So you never really know. But again, I think what you said, the Starfire and Robin thing is just too much to pass up. So I hope James goes with that. And just keep Damian as like the Batman sidekick while you give Dick the Teen Titans team. Either way, it's super exciting. When could this possibly come out? Not sure. Again, we don't know when Supergirl is even coming out, when Swamp Thing is coming out, when Batman Brave and the Bold is even coming out. So we have a lot to get through.
Didn't they also pitch Brave and the Bold is probably going to be like heavy in like featuring the Bat family?
Yeah, they did. So, but again, I don't know how big of a Bat family you want to get on your first Batman movie. Focus on Batman and Batman and Damian, the father-son duo. But yeah, maybe if we see Damian, and given the cast of Superman, just call Superman now, given the cast of Superman coming out next year, I assume we're going to get a lot of Bat family just going in and out of the movie. Like cheaper by the dozen style. And then, of course, our introduction, that could be our introduction to Dick, whether it's Nightwing or Robin, before we even see him in Teen Titans. That'd be an easy way to just say, hey, this is our guy. We'll see him next year or 2 years later in Teen Titans.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. And again, hopefully it's Teen Titans. They don't just call it Titans. Because again, you can call it Teen Titans in your phase 1, and then later on in the DC universe, you can call it Titans.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they want to differentiate from the show Titans.
That too, yeah. But yeah, when you put it as Titans, it just seems much more dark and heavy. It doesn't have to be, but it just seems like it. Teen Titans, you're in for a fun, levity, show.
Yeah.
Comedic as well. It's funny, the article that talks about the Teen Titans live action, it brings up Teen Titans Go. I'm like, why? Like, Teen Titans Go is like the meta commentary on the true Teen Titans.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going to be super exciting. And of course, the live action Teen Titans on the Hollywood Reporter, the image is of Titans with a grown up version of all these characters of Cyborg, Starfire, Nightwing, Raven. Like, these are grown up versions of these characters. I just want Teen Titans. I want to see a teen, especially if this is coming out. I'm not saying it's competition, but this is presumably going to be out around the time Marvel is finally going to get into the X-Men. And
I thought you were going Young Avengers.
Or that too, Young Avengers. But if we're getting into the X-Men and Young Avengers, hopefully, we know Young Avengers is going to be young characters, but like X-Men hopefully is a young cast as well. So, I want these X-Men Teen Titans characters to be young, like Percy Jackson age cast, personally. Like what?
Hanging out in Titan's Tower.
Exactly. They cast these 12 years old, these 12 or 14-year-old people. I don't care if they're like older in real life, but then you lower the age. I don't want that. I want young cast members, just like the Percy Jackson show is doing. So then you can have them grow. Definitely for the X-Men, but also definitely for Teen Titans as well. But yeah, also I put it in my notes, like they have a script being written again by Anna Nogueira, but no directors on board yet. Do we like that choice? I mean, it's the choice with a lot of movies these days. I'm always 50-50 on if that's a good idea or not. I guess it's a case by case.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, usually there's a case where a script is written and then you'll find a certain director come on who's like, I really like the story. I think I can do something with this. Because no matter what's written on the page, so many different people can interpret those words differently.
True. That's very true. Yeah, one director can come read it and be like, yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting thing. I could do X, Y, and Z with this. But then another director reads it and they're like, oh, this is different. I always go back to like Rian Johnson. It's a different case, but Rian Johnson reading the Force Awakens script and going in his direction versus, J.J. Abrams reading his own script and having a completely different idea for what 8 should be. Not completely different, but like a slightly different take.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always, directors always have a different vision, but it's always interesting. So like they have their script and then they're going to use the script to find the director who can get the best vision from that script.
Yeah.
It's a unique choice. Sometimes they get the director first and the director's on the writing process as well. Like for example, we talked about the Batman coming this year. Batman, Matt Reeves' baby, like that's his project. He's writing it, he's directing it, he's producing it. He's on every stage of development. Matt Reeves is in it. This one for Supergirl and for Teen Titans now, both of those movies don't have directors yet. So it's going to be interesting. It's just an interesting way because James Gunn is starting his universe, maybe learning from what Kevin Feige did or didn't do.
Yeah.
We do know Marvel does this a lot, right? Like, I think they do actually. Like, sometimes directors at Marvel go in with a pitch and they pitch like, this is what I want from a Captain Marvel sequel. And then they get writing on it. But
that's what Taika did for Ragnarok. He brought in like spliced footage of the Thor films with the immigrant song.
Exactly. Like Taika, there wasn't a script that somebody wrote and then Taika came on board. The Ragnarok is completely Taika's thing. Same thing for James Gunn. Like he wrote and directed that. But I don't think that was the case for like for some other movies. What am I trying to think? Did John Watts write Homecoming?
No, they were like the guys who wrote the Vacation movie and a couple other guys wrote Homecoming.
Yeah. So again, Marvel is like a case by case basis. Sometimes they write it, then get the director, or sometimes the director is like has a vision and goes.
I think a good case is with Multiverse of Madness. Raimi didn't write Multiverse of Madness, but you tell he fucking directed that.
Great point. Exactly. Yeah. So it's just an interesting process for James Gunn starting the DCU.
Yeah. And I think James, anybody else, is like very adamant about allowing creatives to actually like showcase their vision, what they want to tell.
Yeah. That's been the case early on. He really wants to set himself apart by doing that. Not a lot here left. Rian Johnson has a WB deal. Not a lot to say here, but a 2-picture deal. And interestingly enough, for Rian Johnson and WB, it doesn't say directing. It says producing under the T Street label or whatever his producing company. I think I'm right there. T Street. I'm trying to look at the article. Can't find it. There it is. Yeah, him and Ram Bergman, good old Ram, under T Street. Yep, I got it right. Again, they say this is a process of the new heads of, WB, Zaslav and the rest, they want to get a lot of like interesting creatives on board. Ryan Johnson is just the latest development in that. Months ago, we heard about them getting Tom Cruise on board to literally setting up a couple of offices for Tom Cruise to develop some projects. I think this is interesting in the wake of them losing Christopher Nolan. They lost Nolan. He went on to win Best Picture and one of the highest grossing movies of the year with Universal. It's a big hit from WB, but they have their team up with Denis and Legendary, giving them Dune.
Yeah.
They still have a big contract with the director of Joker. What's his name?
Todd Phillips.
To do Joker movies and whatever Todd Phillips wants to do after that. And then again, Tom Cruise and now Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson's just a fascinating creative. He's doing Knives Out 3, which is starting filming, I think, later this year. So this is gonna be the summer of Knives Out 3 casting, which is always a fun time. Please get Kelly.
Yes.
So that's gonna be exciting. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Ryan and Ram can bring to Warner Brothers. We don't know literally anything.
Right.
We don't know what kind of genre. We don't know if it's going to be a mystery thriller like Knives Out are, or is this going to be a sci-fi? You don't really know from Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's also interesting that he has a show on Peacock, which is under Universal.
Right. Yeah. He still is going to be writing and developing Poker Face Season 2, which was already announced early last year. You haven't watched it yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're great. It's just the great, slightly anthology episodes. Like they're all different settings each time, but there's a through line. So it's a really good show. Really, really good show. So yeah, I'm excited for Ryan. Some of my favorite movies from him, of course, besides The Last Jedi, like Looper, is completely different from a Knives Out or a Glass Onion. Yeah. His first movie, I'm forgetting what was it called. Not his first movie, but yeah, Brick. Yeah. Is a mystery kind of like grimy kind of film there. So I kind of love that vibe too. So he can do a lot of things. So far, he's mostly been sci-fi / mystery. I haven't seen his other films. There was one he did with Adrian Brody.
The Brothers Bloom.
I think that's like a comedy, but I don't know what else.
Maybe.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm just excited for Ryan. He's just a fascinating creative, and he can do anything he wants. I would assume though this isn't horror. I think that's one thing we could take off the checklist list for WB.
But if he did horror,
that would be so good. I think WB actually did they lose James Wan? Is James Wan? Are they
lose James Wan? I don't
know. So James Wan did Malignant with WB, but I think he's doing another movie somewhere else at a different studio, maybe.
Was James attached to Megan at all? Producing?
I think he produced Megan. Is Wan doing the Blumhouse deal? Is him and Blumhouse teaming up? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I don't know. Who's doing Conjuring 4?
Don't know. It might be Blumhouse, actually. I don't know.
Because, well, I mean, WB has Conjuring. I'm pretty sure.
They do.
But I'm now remembering, Wan didn't do Conjuring 3. At least he didn't direct it.
No. So I think they still need to get some horror directors under their belt, WB. But again, it's just very interesting to me personally. Following the crazy year of 2022 and early 2023, with WB just like stocks tanking and then rising, and then tanking and then rising. It's been very up and down because of Zaslav's like cutting animation, cutting TV shows, like the whole Coyote Acme project debacle, which still not great. Batgirl, not great. So it's like they have this persona of just like not being the most secure company. But also they're getting a lot of creatives. Like again, Denis Villeneuve is just the latest one. It's kind of legendary, but it's also a WB project there. Yeah. So that's very interesting. And I don't even know if Denis is going to be back with WB for like Cleopatra or for Rendezvous with Rama. So very interesting. They don't have like a lockdown director like Universal has for Nolan. But yeah, also moving on here, your boy Adam Wingard is talking to discussing film, and he said he has a plan for Godzilla X Kong sequel. His hope would be to do a trilogy, starting with, of course, versus Kong, and then we have this one being a second one, and then a third one to make it a trilogy.
Godzilla plus Kong, the next mutation.
You go from versus to X to plus. Hey yo,
no. Godzilla minus Kong.
Godzilla minus Kong. What do you think? I'm leaving this to you because where could they go next?
It's so weird you asked me this before I see the movie.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, I mean, he's the one who's saying it before anybody has seen the movie. So.
You're right. Get people hyped to like, hey, there's more stories to come. That's nice. I didn't see this coming of just like coming off of Godzilla vs Kong. It's like, yeah, we're gonna make a trilogy of these team ups. I thought we were going back to individuals after this.
Me too. And the funny thing is, I think we were talking about this way back in like 2021. We thought this franchise was done. It was like sinking ships in terms of like Kong was kind of well received. I think 2017's Kong was like 400, 500, and then King of the Monsters was kind of like it made less than Godzilla 2014.
Yeah,
and then we're kind of like, is this like the end? Like, I know they're gonna do Godzilla versus Kong, and that's gonna make money, but is that gonna be it? But it made a lot of money even during COVID. Then they got Monarch. Please do Monarch season 2. So like, where I thought this franchise was gonna be over, but now there's gonna be more and more.
Yeah. I wonder though, are they ever going to be okay to not do crossovers with them anymore? Like, are they just going to get too comfy with this, too reliant?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, Monarch, granted, was like mostly marketed as like Godzilla as himself, but then they've teased Kong at the end of that, so it's like.
Yeah, we kind of already established that or theorized that season 1 would be like the Godzilla focus. Season 2 would be like Monarch and then working around Kong.
Sure.
So yeah, but that's a great point because there still hasn't been a Kong sequel. It's kind of reminds us of the whole BVS situation where Batman never got his, or Superman never got his sequel. They went straight from Superman to Superman versus Batman, and then Superman just never got his sequel. This could be the case for Kong, where it's like, or maybe not. Maybe we get a Godzilla versus Kong trilogy end there, and then we still can get a Kong sequel. You know, Kong and Godzilla are these entities that will just never go away from the public consciousness. So whether it's 10 years or 5 years from now, I think we'll still get a Kong movie, a solo movie still. But yeah, if they do another team up in the because again, Wingard is talking about a trilogy that started with versus, continuing with X, with plus, or with whatever cubed. What are we gonna get in a sequel? Are we gonna get a grown-up kid Kong?
Son of Kong? Maybe, I guess, but also I think it's my theory is that it's the son of Scar King, so I imagine he's gonna be another orangutan. Which is cool to have on your side. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny with these MonsterVerse projects, especially on Godzilla's side. Like, they did the first one with an original monster, and it was like, okay, that worked. We need to see more of these monsters. It was like 10 minutes. We need more. And then we got King of the Monsters, which was like, all right, here's 3 of his most iconic monsters already on the second movie. I was like, hey, that was fun. I even was making a tweet the other day. I was like,
I saw that tweet, yeah.
Would have been a great finale entry to the series.
They put everything against the wall for that movie.
Yeah, and I like all the monster stuff they have. I mean, they even have the fucking Oxygen Destroyer as a fucking nuke.
Not the best.
Anyway, so they did that, and it was like, okay, we've already defeated King Ghidorah through the power of Mothra team up, which is like, this is great. I love this. And it's like, what do we have left? And so in Godzilla vs. Kong, you're like, hey, we're gonna go with Mechagodzilla, and it's like, hey, that's fucking awesome. That's probably like the only like upper echelon you could have hit next. Now we're back to original monsters,
which is great, yeah.
Which is like, I don't mind original monsters. Like, you can obviously make new entries that are become iconic in those entries. There are plenty of original Godzilla monsters that have only appeared once that everybody knows and loves. But I don't know. It really kind of stems like if Toho will play ball to let them use more of their property figures. We know of one to come in Godzilla Kong, which I won't say for anybody who doesn't know. And yeah, I don't know. I have said I want to do a Son of Godzilla story. I would think it would be very emotionally impactful at this point if we did end up killing off the Godzilla that we know, and while his son takes over. But also they did it was weird because back in the 90s they did that in Godzilla versus Destoroyah, and Godzilla was like having like a nuclear meltdown with his body. And they kind of did that imagery already in King of the Monsters, but they used it as like a power up through Mothra. So
how did the Son of Godzilla come to be?
Usually they hatch from an egg.
Okay.
And they grow.
That could work. Would you think that's too repetitive following us getting Son of Kong or not Son Kong, but just like a baby Kong?
Maybe. I remember hearing original reports after Versus came out that the rumor at the time was just like it was going to be a focused Kong project with a Son of Kong archetype. That's all we knew at the time. And in my brain, I was like, all right, cool, but I want a Son of Godzilla. But then it turned out to be Godzilla X Kong. So I don't know. Would it be repetitive? Maybe. I guess we'll see how things roll. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
And we could get a new original villain for this third movie, but if we had to get a new or an old one, which one that you really want to see those two fight?
Destoroyah is a really compelling one to go up against, though it might be a little bit much right out the gate. He looks like the fucking devil. He's like this big, like wing, like demon looking motherfucker with horns and wings. Although one I've wanted to see that I think would be really cool is Biollante, which is it's like a plant crossbred with Godzilla cells that mutates into this giant plant monster.
Oh, I think you showed me that one before. Yeah.
That would be really cool to do. Gigan is a fun one. He's also like an alien monster, which we've seen based on the lore of Ghidorah. They're not afraid to go that route of like, yeah, it's a fucking alien out there. There's a fucking golden dragon alien landed on Earth and froze in the Arctic.
That was wild.
That is wild. Also, it is funny. I have said for a million times, and I like him as an ally, but Anguirus is one of my favorite OG Godzilla monsters. He's like a spiky armadillo monster, and he's the first monster Godzilla ever fought in his first ever sequel. We never got to see him outside of a pile of bones in the.
I saw that Anguirus.
Yeah, Anguirus.
Oh, there it is. Oh wow! Oh, it's like a Stegosaurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, whenever I think of like OG monsters along Godzilla, it's Mothra, Rodan, and Anguirus, in terms of his buddies, his allies. Even though Rodan wasn't an ally in this universe, but that's fine. That can happen sometimes.
So you're saying you want Anguirus in there as like another potential ally?
Yeah, I would like that, but then also if he was an antagonist, it's funny because if he's an antagonist, it would have to be like the same level as Rodan was in King of the Monsters. Like it's not like the biggest threat, but he's definitely an inconvenience. I do want to pick one more villain poll against him before I move on. Do you know of any? Do you have any?
I have no idea. Zero to nada. Or if you can't think of that, is there any Kong villains that you can think of? Does Kong have a lot of villains? Does he have
airplanes?
Wow.
Mechani Kong is the thing.
Kong villains, Bowser.
Bitch. Yeah. But yeah, like Mechagodzilla, they did a mechanical Kong called Mechani Kong.
That's a terrible name.
It is.
Mechani Kong.
Yes. But you know, that's yeah, that's funny.
That's cool. But yeah, looking up, Destoroyah seemed very demonic and really cool. That could be a very good like trilogy capper there. That could possibly kill Godzilla.
There is a
great Godzilla.
There's a great I love this this entry in the Heisei series. It's called Godzilla versus Mothra: The Battle for Earth. And the main antagonist is a creature named Batra, which is kind of like a yin yang evil version of Mothra, in a sense. Like they both work to like have like a balance of nature, but Batra goes like way fucking overboard with that shit, and we have to stop him.
Wow.
So that would be fun to like for a Godzilla Mothra team up.
Yeah, I like that because I like the idea of other monsters teaming up with Godzilla and Kong. Because by this point in the second movie, it seems like they're still like wary of each other, but then reluctantly have to team up once again. In the third one, let's stop that reluctance, and then let's just have them be bros with a third ally already there. Because that way you can end like the whole like have them be cool in the third one, and then go up against their biggest threat yet, which I think Destroyer. Looking at the images here, Destroyer would be very cool. And I remember that plant monster thing being very weird, but very cool as well.
Yeah.
I
will say, it does seem like we're getting that team up effect with potential returning monster who I can't say. But also, well, but also in this coming up movie.
The ice thing?
No. I'll tell you later. But also, I did find it weird that Godzilla and Kong are still at odds a bit in this movie. I mean, I guess it's a natural progression, but I thought the beef was dropped at the end of the first movie.
Nathan, they beat each other up constantly. Somebody wins. You see them again. You can be bros with that person. Stay down.
No, but like just based on how it was left off, and from what I'm seeing in the trailer, it seems like Godzilla's instigating the fight again. I'm like, motherfucker, he knows. Leave him alone.
I think Godzilla, given what we see, it might be like he senses something is bad, and then he sees Kong there, and Kong's like, "Wait, I'm not the cause of this chaos. It's
don't be rash.
There. Don't be rash."
With his power glove, don't be rash.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Godzilla, he's thick-headed, but he's a goat. So
it's also been weird, the marketing of this movie. I'm excited for it, but it also just like visually has not hit as much as the other films.
Yeah, it seems less.
I think
for some reason, like there's less of a what?
There's like too much daylight for me.
Yeah, too much daylight. It's less. It feels less of a spectacle. Which, of course, like when you see something versus, you're like, oh, I gotta see this fight. Compared to like team up movies where it's just like cool. Granted, we have like Avengers, but like I think there's an appeal in our verses that you can't really get with the team up. And you're right, this one doesn't have that kind of like epic factor, even though we have two titans working together.
It might feel more impactful team up wise if we were going up against a known villain.
Yeah,
but we're not.
Orangutan. But Orangutan does have like a cool aura to him. He just seemed very badass. I can't wait to learn more about it.
I mean, that shot where you pulled the fucking top of the skyscraper to throw and Kong punch, like shit. There's more shit like that they haven't shown us yet. Then I think I'll be fine.
That's gonna be awesome for sure. So yeah, and I think the last topic here before we end stream, Scream 7. What the fuck is happening with this movie? Neve Campbell, not officially, but heavily rumored to be returning, and just recently, I think over the weekend. The same people, the Scream leaker, what's his name? I think it's like Critical or whatever. They said that heavy talks are happening with Courtney Cox as well, which would make sense. I thought Courtney would be returning either way for Scream 7 because her character didn't have like the best ending in Scream 6. I think she got kind of, if there's one big weakness for Scream 6, it's what they do with Courtney Cox. Hopefully she gets a better conclusion here. But I'm still not interested in seeing this movie. It feels very icky just getting into the whole messiness with Melissa Barrera. And there's some background saying that Neve did fight for Melissa to come back, but Melissa said, like, fuck them, basically, which I get. Like, you fire me, but then they're like, wait, we want you back. It's like, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't want to come back either. Politics wise, it might be smart to come back so you can work with the studio again. But I don't know. I respect Melissa's decision to not come back. If this even is true, if she had the option to come back, maybe she did, maybe she even didn't. But yeah, this whole Neve Campbell coming back, it screams just like, oh, we can't get the new cast back. The core 4 is gone. Here's Sidney Prescott again. I'm like, why are we again? Like, this is not like everybody. Nah, I don't want to speak for everybody, but like for me, going into Scream 6, I was so happy. Like, thank God Sidney's not in this. I'm tired of Sidney. Honestly, Sidney's one of my favorite horror like final girls. She's amazing. Yeah. Sidney's an amazing character. I thought she was done in Scream 3, but then she's in here in Scream 4. I thought she was done in Scream 4, but she's in Scream 5. And then I thought she's done in Scream 5. It's like they keep like let her have peace. Like, why are they torturing this woman? Why are they torturing us by having us see her again?
I think she's the only like mainstream final girl that has run this long and has not had like a retcon death. Like, she truly has survived every installment she's been in.
Yeah, and I assume she's going to survive here. So there's not a lot of stakes. Like, I don't think Scream 7 is going to kill off Sidney Prescott. One, because they just lost the core 4, and two, I mean, technically you could kill Sidney here and then start fresh again in Scream 8. Yeah. But it's just like, man, we were going to be we were in for a great trilogy of this new core 4 cast. It's 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. And now that we can't get that, it's just very disappointing. And it just feels like we see this a lot of the time in franchises where things aren't going right. Shove in an iconic character. Terminator's going downhill. Let's bring in Linda Hamilton again. Halloween's going downhill. Let's bring in Jamie Lee again. It's just like, come on. It rings like bad faith for me.
And it's funny because like we'll have these criticisms and then the movie will address them because they're meta like that, and it's almost like criticism proof. But also like but still.
Yeah. It seems to be like, again, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Scream is my favorite horror franchise next to like Final Destination. And it's really unfortunate that I'm just so, I don't know what the word is, like nonchalant about Scream 7 when I was so hyped for Scream 7. Like, this is the definition of just tanking my enthusiasm for a project. It's sad. It's sad to see.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens to Scream 7. They're hoping, I think the rumor is they're hoping to get like, filming by the end of the year for maybe a late 2025 run, or maybe it's looking like 2026 when we'll see this movie. Mm-hmm. But either way, go watch Abigail with Melissa Barrera in April. Mm-hmm. That looks very fun. Also, Melissa Barrera has a new movie that she filmed for Sundance this year, which was widely acclaimed as well. That's also coming out later this year. So she has 2 movies coming out this year, which I'm very excited to see. Speaking of the horror, by the way, I saw Immaculate on yesterday, as of this filming. Solid film. Follows like some of the horror tropes, cliches, whatever. Like, I'm in some place, it's creepy, and I got to get out. But also, Sydney Sweeney really anchors the film. She's excellent in the movie. So if you're a fan of the horror genre, I would recommend seeing Immaculate. I have not seen Late Night with the Devil. That's the one with David Dastmalchian. Yeah. That also got very high reviews, minus the AI controversy. But I'm excited to see that movie, and I think I'm aiming for like Monday or Tuesday for that movie. So nice. I'll keep you guys updated next time we have tea for that. But yeah, I have to go. It is time to watch some anime. All right. So yeah, find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. This was a big weekend for anime as they had Anime Japan 2024 over the weekend in Japan. So there was a lot of renewals for TV shows that were ending this season. This season ended the run of Frieren and Apothecary Diaries, which both started in October of last year, and they both ran for 2 cores, which means 2 half seasons. And those were just fantastic. Frieren especially was just a generational anime for me, and Apothecary Diaries was just another excellent anime that got renewed for next year, which is super quick. Well, I'm super happy about that. So if you're a fan of anime, just, I tweeted out a lot of renewals and trailers that came out yesterday and Friday. I'm loving Shogun. If people aren't watching Shogun, I think I would recommend watching Shogun. It's a great show. probably is rising up to be my favorite show of the year. Masters of the Air concluded last week as well on Apple TV. That was a great show. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, another great show as well. By this time, next time we have my cup of tea, I'll be getting into X-Men 97, which I can't wait to dive into. I was going to watch the whole 90s, not the whole 90s, but certain important episodes of the 90s X-Men to re-familiarize myself before I watch 97. But I don't want to get spoiled by X-Men 97 clips on Twitter every second of the day. So I might just jump into X-Men 97. Some of my friends said, like, it's not, like, you won't be lost if you forget what happened. I kind of remember, like, Charles dies, but he's fine, but he's not in the picture right now.
They dropped a trailer recap.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay. I might just watch that and just jump into 97 because I don't want to be spoiled next week by episode 3 and moving forward over the next couple of weeks. So I'll be diving into 97. I can't wait for that. And again, follow me on Twitter, Harris EV9.
You follow me at _TimeBlazer. I'm making a show called Time Blazer with co-star and creative consultant Evan Harris.
Jammin, playing the best character, the best lawyer in town, Ben.
Jammin' indeed. I recently made a investment into a real-life musical instrument for this series.
Whoa. For making music for the series?
Yeah, and also personally, I guess, but also for the series.
Cool. You'll be like Ellie in Last of Us Part 2?
Kinda.
Minus the missing.
Or plus the fingers.
Plus the fingers, yeah.
There you go.
You could just go meta and just be like, snip.
Go meta.
Method acting.
Just take the guitar strings.
What would Jared Leto do?
What would he do? It is a guitar, by the way. That being said, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like button, subscribe, and already ring the bell so you miss future My Cup of Teas. And that being said, hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.